मेरे साथ धोखा हुआ है. This is not what I expected out of the English pitches. I thought it would be lush green, it would be seaming, it would be swinging, but this is more closer to the wickets that we have in India.
This was seriously one of the best test wicket batting you've ever seen. If you look at that scorecard for first innings for England, it's just crazy. I mean, there are six players who've gotten out on a duck.
It all depends on the conditions, but yeah, Kuldeep can be easily brought into this side if there is something for spinners.
Yeah, I think he was so good, and that meant he utilized the ball, new ball better than any of the English pacer or any of our pacers, and put a lot of pressure on them. It's not looking easy for England anymore. I mean, our bowlers are coming to the party, and our batsmen are already in that party.
Lost his nerve in the end, did Michael Holding try. And Lord Carr, chairman of the credentials.
They're running. It's got to be a direct hit. Getting back for two. That is the end of the match. Won the NatWest Series.
It would have been fantastic if it would have been 100.
In the air, Srijan takes it. India win. Finishes off in style. A magnificent strike into the crowd. Here we go, last ball to the outside, it's running through, it could be run out.
Wide, Muller gets it, and he gets plenty of it, does he? No, what a catch! Oh my God!
It's in the air, it's India who win the T20 World Cup after 17 years.
Hello everyone, good evening, or we can say even good night because it's 11:30 in the night in India and it's still a bright evening in the UK. But what a happy weekend it has been since we got what we were waiting since the this test series started, and we got very close in the first test as well. But coming into this test, I think this time Shubman Gill and his team left no stone unturned in making sure that we register our first win at Birmingham. And just to add a quick record stat to this, this is the most test taken by an Asian team to register a win at a test venue, which is it has took 19 tests for India to register their first win at Birmingham. So last was Pakistan, who took 17 tests to register a win at Lords. So that's just a quirky stat that we got. But yeah, what a beautiful evening has been, and what a all-round performance from both the batters, the fielders, as well as the bowlers, and this couldn't have been any better. So, what do you think about this, Nishant?
Yeah, first of all, good evening, good night, everyone. Yeah, it has been a great game of cricket. I mean, I think India, if I'm not mistaken, have scored the most runs in a test match in this game. So that's again another stat. And yeah, I think there were just so many runs scored in this game over the course of these 5 days. It's unreal. But by the time the day fifth second session came around, we saw that Jadeja was getting some prodigious turn, man, and that meant that we had all but snatched away the victory. So there were in the final few hours a couple of innings which frustrated us a lot. But yeah, I mean, by the start of the day when we had taken those early wickets, I think the win was pretty much secure.
Yeah, definitely. There was just a little scare given by the rain gods on the final day when we got a delay of more than an hour. I think it was almost 90 minutes of delay to start the match. There, I got a little bit concerned that would we get enough overs to take the remaining 7 wickets of England, or would the luck again favor the English side and they would just get past through this? But after once the game resumed, it was all India again, and they just quickly got rid of the overnight surviving pair very quickly, and then the spinners also pitched in. But it was Akashdeep's show all over the, like, it was his first 10 wickets in a match, and I think it's a great
Yeah,
performance. It cannot be better from someone who is playing for the first time in the UK in the English conditions. And as there was a funny moment also, I think in the press conference he said that मेरे साथ धोखा हुआ है. This is not
yeah,
what I expected out of the English pitches. I thought it would be lush green, it would be seaming, it would be swinging. But this is more closer to the wickets that we have in India, and I think that worked in favor of him because he's more of a skiddier bowler. He is known to
yeah,
get movement out of those flat tracks in India, and the angles that he was using against Ben Stoke as well as the right-handed batsman. I think that worked in our favor. So, and even Ben Stokes admitted
yeah.
that this wicket, as the match progressed, this wicket became more favorable to the Indians as compared to the English side. So I think, yeah, all things considered, this was a great performance from the bowling side as well.
Yeah, I mean, what a brilliant day for Akashdeep. This has been what a brilliant 2 days. So yesterday he also took a lot of wickets in the second time the England came out to bat. But he is so much similar to Mohammad Shami. He's just a little bit down on the pace compared to Shami, which I'm sure by the time that he plays two, three, four matches, he comes into the rhythm. He will up his pace by at least 4 or 5 clicks. But yeah, I mean, in this match specifically, I think he was so good, and that meant that he utilized the new ball better than any of the English pacer or any of our pacers, and put a lot of pressure on them. I mean, just to go back a bit as well, because this has been such an eventful game. When England chased down the target that we set them in Headingley, and they were so boastful about it. Let's not mistake, it was still a very good target, and like 375 for chasing them on a day five, it's very difficult. But England came boasting out after that we'll bat on the last day and we'll just chase anything that you pose in front of us. And this was more of a
Yeah.
psychological win after that for India, simply telling to Bazball that if you believe that and you actually you don't really play for draws, then let's see you play for a win in this one, because by that time the fifth day arrived today, they were probably batting only to see out the day. They had no other choices. They had given up on their own idea that they are not going to go for a draw. Uh, and when you go into that mindset of saving that game and you don't have Joe Root, who has gotten out a day earlier, then it's very difficult for you. And we
Yes.
broke their philosophy first, and then we beat them on their own ground, which was really satisfying to see. So many runs on the board, which they
Yes.
practically couldn't do anything about, and there was no chance that they were going for a chase there.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yesterday, once we crossed the mark of overall lead of 500 run, it was become irritating for us. But I think it was a mixture of that challenge that English team indirectly gave that they would chase down anything. So I think one factor was that, and I think one factor was the rate at which they score. So I think Shubman Gill wanted to make sure that we have enough runs in the banks that no matter what, they are not able to, they should not be able to chase this down, even if we are going at 6 or 7 runs per over. So I think that it was a mix of that phenomena that slightly irritated us yesterday. That why are they delaying their declaration? I think by the time it was tea at day four, I think we all agreed, and majority of people agreed that we can declare this time, and after tea, England can come to bat. But that did not happen. And also to the point of chasing down anything, I think yesterday after the game ended, Marcus Trescothick, their batting coach, also said that they are not a foolish enough side that they would either go for win or a loss. But I think that DNA is very heavily ingrained in that team that somehow it comes out like after a period of restraint, they just cannot control themselves. They cannot resist to throw their bat around
Uh,
and just play that attacking brand of cricket. And I think that led to India's favor.
Yeah, I mean, you brought up Truss Kothick there, but the even funnier press conference was that of Morne Morkel yesterday. So because he was laughing many a times when a question was posed that why were you delaying this the declaration and why were you not enough with 550? You going for 600, and he was just laughing and he said, but they said to us that they can chase anything down,
Yes,
so probably they would want to chase this one as well. There was a lot of tongue in cheek in that, but it was openly so Molly Morgan was basically just having a lot of fun, coaxing England, poking England to go for it. Now go chase 600. You
right.
can chase anything on day five. So that was really really good. I mean, this sets up Lord's Test match perfectly. But I would just want to take you back and what an innings by
Yes,
Shubman Gill on that day one and day two, man. Because we were 200 something for five, and that partnership that he had with Jadeja and then with Washington uh, made us reach 587, which was a huge target. And I mean, we were constantly talking about him in Senna countries when we were playing in Australia, and we were very concerned by what we were expecting to see from Shubman in England. But this some of this is also because of the wickets, as you rightly said. The wickets are a lot like the wickets you will get
right.
in India. But boy, oh boy, has he been cashing in on it because this was seriously one of the best Test cricket batting you'll ever see. He never put a foot wrong.
Yes, yeah, definitely. A 250 plus score in the first innings and a 169, a 167, I think, in the second innings. So I think he walked the talk. Like before the series started, there was a press conference where he said that I want to be the most successful batsman of this series, and I think he is walking the talk. He has already amassed more than 500 runs, and he's very close to breaking the record of Rahul Dravid of scoring highest runs against a series in England against England. So I think it's 602 for Rahul Dravid, and I think this record is going to get broken in the next Test match itself. So he just needs 70, 80 odd runs to beat that. So that shows he is really serious about this role, and he means it when he says that when I walk out there. I would just think as a batsman, not as the captain, and I would go about my business as a pure batsman. I would not think as a captain that how much risk I'm taking. Is this risk worth it or not? And I think that has led to another record breaking win for India, and it is a record in itself that it is the biggest away win for India in any of the tests. The 336 last, it was the last record was 318 against West Indies in West Indies in 2019, where Virat Kohli made his famous double hundred there. So I think, yeah, it takes a double hundred from a captain to again break that record, and he's going toe to toe with Virat Kohli in, I
Yeah,
think, many of the records. There are many similarities, even
yeah,
before being a captain and after being a captain, the change in the average, his average has changed overnight from 35 to 42. So, and Virat Kohli also moved from 40s to
yeah,
50s in terms of average once he took over the charge in 2014 against Australia. So there are many similarities, and people are
yeah,
very profound in saying that a prince is on his way to become a king. But I know this is too early,
yeah,
very early to make any kind of
yeah,
any claims like that. But yeah, it's a good start, and he will learn along the way.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, there was just no false shots in there. I mean, 95% shot accuracy. That you just 5% false shots in such a long innings speaks for itself. I think this series, if it goes like this for Shubman Gill in the remaining three Test matches, it wouldn't be that far. I mean, Virat in that 2018 series that we keep talking about all the time, he looked just majestic in that Australia series. I mean, there was Justin Langer was quoted many a times saying that there was no other batter he has seen on Australian shores who had played the way Virat played in that series in Australia. I mean, this is going to be something even more if he keeps continuing to score at this rate. And like these two were both daddy hundreds, and they came into back-to-back innings. And before that, he had scored a century in Headingley as well. I mean, these are really crazy numbers. And now he stands only behind Graham Gooch in the most
Yes.
runs scored in a Test match. So I mean, this match was something else for Shubman Gill, and he had made the
Yes.
most of it.
Yeah, definitely he made his name in
Uh,
the list of distinguished names like Graham Gooch, Brian Lara, because we cannot forget that famous innings of Brian Lara when he just played one innings and made a 400 in that in West Indies against England. The
yeah,
English side was exhausted, and I fondly remember those watching those highlights on 10 Sports we used to see at that time on the television. So he has made his name among the greats, and I think it is going to get even bigger from that. Like if you look at the possibility,
yeah,
we have got three more Test matches. Gill is going to play in them. If he manages to score another 450 odd there, he will be one of the greats who will cross 1,000 runs in a five Test match series. I think
yeah,
very rarely this number has been breached. I might have to check the records. This may be a first one
yeah,
itself also. So these are the kind of records that are
yeah,
getting
yeah,
broken here. This was from India side, but also from English
yeah,
side. We say if we see there are a few positives like that partnership of Harry Brook and Jamie Smith, the 303 partnership after being 80 for 5 shows that this team is built different, and that's why this series is going to be so interesting going forward. What do you say about that, Nishan?
yeah. I mean, what a brilliant innings from Jamie Smith, particularly. I think Harry Brook, we gave him a few chances right at the start when he was arriving. So we left a few on the floor. But after that, obviously, he was flawless as well. But Jamie Smith, he again scored the highest score by a keeper batter for England. And what a time it was. I mean, if you look at that scorecard for first innings for England, it's just crazy. I mean, there are six players who've gotten out on a duck, and then two players have done 98%, 99% of the scoring because the next highest is 22. So it just tells you, as you rightly said, when two players who are capable enough get set on this pitch, then they do and
Right,
tend to make a huge score. And yeah, on that day three, Jamie Smith and Harry Brook were threatening to take the game away from India at that point of time. In fact, we were it was good that we got a lead of 180 because the way that they were playing, if they would have carried on just for half an hour more, the lead would have come down to single figures because they were also batting at a very brisk pace. So they were threatening to take the game away from India, but again, Siraj at that point of time with that magical spell with that new ball, he just gave us that cushion of that 180 runs, which was very important. And then the way we started that second innings with KL and Yashasvi just batting so fluently, taking a lot of runs out of them, I think that set up the stage for the target that we were going to set eventually.
definitely. I think yeah, we won the game in those crucial phases where Indian bowlers could achieve what English bowlers could not. With the new ball, we were very effective. Just like you said, first taking wickets with the new ball so that we could reach at a stage where England was 83 for 5 in the first innings, 84 for 5 in the first innings. Similarly, in the second innings also, the score was 83 for 5. So getting half their side out before they reach 100, that speaks volumes about how we bowled with the new ball. That was the changing point because from batting perspective, in the first innings at least, English batsmen were equally dominating, equally positive, although they couldn't. All of them couldn't get a start, but the ones who got set, who got the start, they capitalized to the very end. And Jamie Smith was not out. He carried the bat in that innings. He just ran out of partners. Otherwise, he could have made a dent in that 180 lead very easily. He just needed one more hour, and that would be down to 50, 70 odd runs.
Yeah,
And from there, the game could have been very different
yeah,
because India would not have started as aggressively as they did if the lead was 60 runs
yeah,
instead of 180, 170. So I think that made a huge difference. And Siraj is a workhorse. I think we do not appreciate him enough. But
yeah,
there is an interesting stat with Siraj as well. Like when he bowls with Shami and Bumrah both in the match, his average goes up to 33, 34.
yeah,
But if he bowls without them, once he gets to lead the pace attack, his average comes down to 24. So when the
yeah,
time comes, when the need arrives, I think he's there. He puts his hand up and he bowls the ball
yeah.
that are required to take those 20 wickets in the test match. So really appreciate the performance of Siraj as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think he needs to improve on that because he will play with Bumrah a lot more test matches than he won't with him. So he needs to improve on that. I mean, it's good that when you get the leadership of the bowling side, you take that responsibility and you perform. But when the leader is also when the and there is no
Yes,
doubt that Bumrah is the leader of this pack. So when he is there, you need to perform as well. And he had been until a year and a half ago. He was really performing very very well with Bumrah. It's just that the last year and a half he hadn't been in his rhythm. But I think now he's coming back, and this is going to be really critical for England now in Lords because Akashdeep has just performed so well. Siraj looks like he is bang in form, and you're adding Bumrah to that mix. I mean, Bumrah and Akashdeep are going to open Siraj any which ways balls better when the ball is at least 14, 15 overs older. So, I mean, it's not looking easy for England anymore. I mean, our bowlers are coming to the party and our batsmen are already in that party. So, I mean, this India side is looking really, really strong if England keep
yes,
providing us with the pitches that they have in the first two games.
yes, and the series is evenly poised. Uh, at very befittingly at 1-1, and I think next game would be a cracker of the game. And I think now, in the hindsight, it looks a right decision to rest Bumrah in this match, and now he will be fit and raring to go in the third match. And there is a gap of only I think 4 days. On 10th of July, the third test starts in Lords. So it can be an even contest if we get Jofra Archer in the same rhythm that he was in limited overs cricket last year. So it would be Jofra's pace versus Bumrah's Yorkers in that match. But I think overall we will have a better pace attack. I think Prasidh will be replaced by Bumrah, and I think rest of the side remains the same. And it would be a really good match to watch out for.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just really hope that we bring in Kuldeep in place of Nitish if that's not an issue with the team management because I think our batsmen, if they're performing at the level that they are right now, I don't think we need Nitish that much as much we need Kuldeep in these kind of situations. Washi is playing well. Jaddu looks bang in form with batting. I mean, Shubman is in the form of his life. Yashasvi is scoring run. KL is scoring runs, Rishabh is scoring runs. So everyone is scoring runs. Karun Nair, I'm pretty sure, will be scoring runs in the next game or so. So I think this is a perfect time to probably rest Nitish for a game and try Kuldeep out, because that would be pretty amazing if we can get Kuldeep also in the side, because Siraj is our workhorse. He bowls a lot of overs. Akashdeep as well is a workhorse who bowls a lot of overs. So they'll take the bulk of the responsibility for pace bowling, and Bumrah will ball in short bursts. And after that, when you have Jaddu and Washi and Kuldeep specifically taking reins of that bowling, I think it's going to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It's a good combination. I think they will take this decision maybe on the eve of 9th July. If there is something for spinners out there, I think they can definitely replace Nitish with Kuldeep, because Kuldeep is also has a solid technique, and if a specialist batsman is playing from the other side, he can carry the bat and he can make sure that he does not throw his wicket away. At least he will be better than what Shardul did in the first Test match. So I think, yeah, this can also be considered. It just depends on the condition. If there are very pace friendly conditions, then they would like to have Nitish Reddy in the side, who can bowl 7, 8 overs probably every inning. So yeah, it all depends on the conditions. But yeah, Kuldeep can be easily brought into this side if there is something for spinners there. Because in the second innings, Kuldeep would be
Yeah,
lethal with Washi and Jaddu. And I think this would give a huge amount
yeah,
of breather to Siraj, because he has been bowling such long
yeah,
spells. So probably he will also get some breather
yeah,
if there are
yeah,
three spinners in the side.
yeah.
So yeah, it would be good.
Yeah, and Kuldeep is any which ways a wrist spinner, and he can turn the ball even without the rough. So I think he would even come in handy in the first innings as well.
Definitely. So yeah, I think this was a short moment of happiness that we shared with all of our audience, and I think everybody would be celebrating right now. Tomorrow, the Monday blues would be less blue with this win in the pocket for Indian side. So I think it was a great win, and this is a really positive counter punch from Indian side after that disappointing loss in the first Test match, because we came very close, and if not for the lost catches, dropped catches, we could have won the last match as well. But yeah, going onwards and upwards, as Virat Kohli put on his status on Instagram for the Prince, that onwards and upwards from here on, we are looking very positively at this series, and now we have a real chance of even winning this one. So with that hope, we will be back again next week for the next Test match at Lords, and as Shubman Gill has stated, this would be a historic one, and he's honored to lead as a captain in the Mecca of cricket, and that would be one of the greatest moments in his life. So we will be there to cover it all, and discuss all the pros and cons and the possibilities that lies ahead in this series. With this, this is Cricket Castaway, Nishant and Divyan signing off. Have a great night, and we'll see you next week. Thank you. Bye bye.